Hey y'all, it's Natalie, and I'm over on the Cherry on Top YouTube today with a layout for Technique Tuesday featuring watercolors. But I'm actually using the same footage with a different take on it. I'm still obviously doing a layout with watercolors, which I have applied clear gesso to this textured white cardstock to allow me to be able to manipulate the watercolors. But I decided to give it the sustainability focus that I discussed the other day because I had people interested in seeing more sustainable layouts. And I thought, you know what, that's exactly what this one is. So I'm applying Brutus Monroe aqua pigments to this All in Create stencil, and then just putting some water on it and using it to kind of stamp a floral or foliage pattern onto my gessoed white cardstock. And this is a sustainable type of scrapbooking because you can invest in your stencils, which are reusable so many times. And then a little tiny amount of watercolor goes such a long way. And you can use them in so many different ways that it really is very reusable, right? It's sustainable. So you see me here inking it up with the same watercolor multiple times, and then I go in and add a little bit more because these water pigments are great because they can be as pigmented as you want, or they can be really watered down and be very pastel. I kind of went with a in-between look here for these photos. I kind of was inspired by Heath's shirt in the picture. It's black with some florals, and so you'll see me incorporating black into the design as well for that reason. So once you have the basic crafting supplies like your adhesives and your mixed media basics like the gesso, and then you have the cardstock, of course, when you take all of your other things that you invest in and your reusable supplies such as your stamps and your stencils and your dyes and your that's about it. Those are the main things. Then you can reuse them in so many different ways over and over again on your layouts and in different color palettes. That's what I love so much. And so you'll have these other things like your watercolors or your distress oxides or something like that. But again, those are things that are reusable over and over again. Eventually you do have to replace them, but they last you a really long time. So I just added additional watercolor to some of the stenciling to kind of give a distressed look, or more of like an organic look, like it happened naturally. And now after I've let it dry, so it has to dry first, I'm going in and adding splatter. If you don't let it dry, then the splatter will just kind of absorb into the wetness that is otherwise the watercolor, and you won't get those nice little splatters. I'm also creating my own watercolor with this black soot distress ink to add black splatters, and that will help tie into the other black elements that I'm going to add on the page. Yeah, because once I got this layout done, I was like, you know what? This is sustainable scrapbooking. Like, it's not using very many supplies. So I did use this one pattern paper from Bo Bunny. I cut it out of my Cricut. A Cricut or a Silhouette is another type of item that is an investment, but reusable forever and ever and ever. You can create so much with it. You probably could just scrapbook with just a Cricut and some paper, honestly. But I wanted at least a little pattern paper, so I went with a giant title cut out of pattern paper. And I added black cardstock to my photos. I'm going to add a little bit around the side, and I'm going to do stitching. Yet again, another sustainable item. You can use a sewing machine for multiple things besides paper crafting. I mean, most people use it not for paper crafting, but it's something that a lot of people already have, but using it to add interest to your scrapbooking pages is one way to like make things your own and make it look really what's the word I'm looking for? Like you worked really hard on it, but it's again reusable. You can do it so many times. And so I decided to incorporate that thread that I used to sew down the cardstock into my layout as well. So you'll see me doing that a la Missy Wooden. I did ink up the edges of the cut file, and I'm gonna commit here because I left the background a little bit white there because I knew that was where I was going to put my photos. So I'm just gonna stick down the title that I cut out with my Cricut, and then I'm gonna use those black foam thickers at the top And so the title is All This and Brains Too. Now, they have book brains. We're still working on the common sense brains because, well, they're boys. It's very hard. Please pray for me. You definitely could use your alpha dies if you don't have the thickers. The only reason I have these thickers is because I got a jackpot of them at a clearance store a long time ago. And I was like, black thickers, don't mind if I do. When I'm feeling lazy. I did pull out a few of these chipboard pieces, 3 different butterflies or dragonflies from a Paige Evans line called Wonders. It's actually still in stock, so I'm going to link it down below, but they were purple, and there's not a lot of stuff that has purple. So there I go with the thread. So not only does this contribute to a design element because it's repeating the black and white thread element that I have around the edges and the distressed nature, I also am creating a visual triangle by placing it in 3 places. But it is sustainable. Thread, we all have thread. Thread is a very inexpensive item to buy, and I like the way that it looks. I know some people are like, oh, I hate the messy thread. But of course, I loved anything that Missy Wooden did. She hasn't created in a while. I hope she'll come back someday soon, but I'll never get over it. And I haven't done it in a long time, and I pulled it out and I was like, this is fun. I love this. I've missed this. So I'm just going to add a date at the bottom, and I did trace around with my black pen as well, but that's it. That's all of the supplies that I used on this layout, and I love how it turned out. I hope you enjoy it as well. Just a couple little stickers from stuff from my stash. Check out the other version of this video on the A Cherry on Top channel. Check out the gallery. You'll see my stills, and I'll put the links for the products down below. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.